The projector hummed like an insect trapped in glass. White light spilled across the dining room wall, too bright, too clean for what followed. A slide appeared, black text, bold, cruel. Impotent, failure, high school dropout, low income, now single. Laughter erupted before my mind could register the words as mine. Chairs scraped, glasses clinked, someone snorted. My wife leaned forward, chin in her palm, smiling like she'd rehearsed it. "Don't laugh too much," she said lightly. "He might cry." Her mother didn't look at me. She sipped her wine, eyes half-lidded. Her father chuckled, a dry sound. "Just a joke, right?" I counted my breaths. 1, 2. The room smelled of roasted meat and sugar, celebration, candles, pink frosting. All of it felt staged, like a set built for my humiliation. I felt my pulse in my throat, not rage, focus. I reached into my pocket and pulled out my phone. The screen glowed. My thumb hovered. My wife tilted her head, curious now. A wrinkle of annoyance crossed her perfect forehead. I looked at her, then at the projector, then back to my phone. "Begin," I said. The humming stopped. So did the laughter. Silence fell like a held breath, thick, heavy, irreversible. This wasn't the first joke. It was just the first time they'd used a screen. For months I'd felt it. Small cuts disguised as humor. Comments about my potential, my phase, how she was the one carrying us. She'd started dressing differently, guarding her phone, late meetings that didn't match payroll cycles, a new password, a new smile that didn't reach me. I told myself it was stress. I told myself love adapts. But betrayal doesn't arrive screaming. It arrives whispering, asking you to doubt yourself. The night I knew something was wrong, she came home smelling like someone else's cologne. Sharp, expensive, not mine. She kissed my cheek, not my mouth. I watched her reflection in the mirror as she undressed. Confident, untouchable, already gone. When I asked where she'd been, she answered too quickly. Work. That was the moment the floor shifted, not enough to collapse, just enough to feel unstable. I didn't confront her. I learned instead. I noticed the way her parents spoke to me now, with pity sharpened into contempt, as if they'd been briefed, as if a narrative had been agreed upon. I was the burden, the punchline. And tonight, this dinner, it wasn't spontaneous cruelty, it was a presentation. I became invisible on purpose. I stopped asking questions. I laughed at jokes meant to shrink me. I let them believe I was dull, wounded, passive. At night, while she slept, I worked. Phone records first, then cloud backups. She wasn't careful. People rarely are when they believe you're beneath them. There were messages, not romantic, strategic. A man from her firm, older, married, powerful. He called her brilliant. He called me temporary. I read everything. I pulled financial statements, transfers I didn't recognize, accounts opened without my knowledge, using my name. I hired a forensic accountant, then a lawyer, then I waited. Externally, I remained calm. I cooked, I smiled, I thanked her parents for dinner invitations. Inside, something hardened, not anger, precision. I recorded calls, screenshotted threads, compiled timelines. I rehearsed nothing, because truth doesn't need rehearsal. The birthday dinner invitation arrived a week later. Her idea, of course. The projector flickered again. A new slide replaced the insult. Bank transfers, dates, amounts. Her smile froze. Another slide. Text messages, intimate, explicit, calculated. Her mother's wine glass stopped halfway to her lips. Her father leaned forward. Then, the final slide. A document header. Forensic report. Fraud. Emotional manipulation. Adultery.
I didn't look at her. I spoke calmly. Everything you took was documented. Everything you lied about was recorded. She stood up so fast her chair fell backward. "This is insane," she whispered. "You're twisting things." I finally met her eyes. "You taught me how," I said. Her lover's name appeared next, along with his company logo, and a note at the bottom. "Copies sent." She collapsed back into her seat. I felt nothing. I stood, adjusted my cuffs. "I didn't come here for revenge," I said. "I came for accuracy." I turned to her parents. "You laughed because you believed a story," I said. "You never asked who wrote it." Her father opened his mouth, closed it. Her mother looked small now. I faced my wife. "You needed me weak so you could feel powerful," I said quietly. "But power doesn't come from deception." Tears streaked her makeup, real ones. Too late. "I loved you," she said. I nodded once. "I know." That hurt her more than anger ever could. I picked up my coat. "As of tonight," I added, "you're single and exposed." I walked out before anyone could stop me. The air outside was cold, clean. I breathed deeply for months. No triumph, no relief, just clarity.
I didn't win anything. I reclaimed myself. Some betrayals don't break you, they sharpen you. Behind me, the house glowed with panic and whispered consequences. Ahead of me, silence. I walked into it without looking back, because the moment they laughed at me was the moment they stopped seeing me, and the moment I stopped needing them at all.